Mm-hmm.
Hello and welcome to episode 101 or 101. What's better? 101. Keep the consistency. Welcome. Go on. What? Go on, spit it out.
Check this out, but I'm sure you've just literally 101 is a big cleaner for less than half a crown. I just think that's come into my head.
Come on, is there any more?
No.
Where does that come from?
I don't know.
I don't think you've ever sung on here. You've always kind of...
No, I have sung.
No, not like that. That was like proper singing.
Not in a commercial way.
both senses.
This is my new ringtone.
Come on, do you want to expand on that?
It just came into my head when you said 101.
Yeah, but what is it?
It's a cleaner for less than half a crown.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it exists. I might have made it up.
You would not make that up.
Okay, well, it
You're not
existed then. Pre-decimal, so before 1970.
So it's an advert for...
101 cleaner
Right.
for less than half a crown.
God. So welcome to episode 101 of I'm Fine. So 101 is an interesting number, isn't it, Mark?
Yep.
It's a beginner's guide entry level. Do you know why we say, that's 101? Or do you know why we say that?
Who's we?
One. People. That's 101, yeah.
Binary people say.
When you're talking about things, like introductory things, and you go, well, that's 101. Are you with me?
Not a clue.
Well, you've never heard that.
I'm doing the same face you did when I mentioned the cleaner.
You never heard that?
No.
So if people are talking about doing like a beginner's guide to something, so it's the 101, no?
No
Okay.
one says that. You might say number one.
No, okay. Where have you been? Where have you been all my life? So this originates from its frequent use in US college course numbering systems to indicate the first or introductory course in some topic or study, such as Calculus 101 or French 101. So that's it's just a thing that people have picked up. Okay, you don't know about it.
No.
At the torture chamber in George Orwell's 1984,
Yes.
room 101.
Where everything was put.
I don't know, never read it.
Yeah, wasn't it? Where everything.
Is there a film yet of this yet?
Yeah, there is a film of it.
Oh, right. Not even seen that. No? Do you want to expand on 101?
Well, I know there's a television program 101 where people put everything
Yeah.
that they. And I think it's the same concept.
I watched that for years and didn't realise what it were.
Yeah, it refers to
So
the
you put
Orwellian
stuff-
reference.
Right, okay.
I think things disappeared in 101, or there was things that you didn't want. I
Right.
can't remember exactly.
Do you want to give us another famous 101?
Um,
Or shall I put you out of your misery?
Put me out of my misery.
Yeah, Route 101, the US highway that spans 1,550 miles of west coast of America through the states of California, Oregon, and Washington. Yeah.
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 Thank you. I always think, always think Washington is on the East Coast. My head, looking at the map, always down there somewhere.
Yeah, the state, Washington State, but Washington is on the East Coast.
Oh, so Washington isn't
Washington
the state
is-
capital of
No,
Washington.
Did you not know that?
No.
I know more things than you. That's two things I know more
You
than
know
you.
nothing about cleaning fluids of the early 70s.
Absolutely not, no. This is the chat around the subjects of health, wealth and well-being between myself, Damo, and someone who thinks TikTok is stealing money from you, the listener, all of us, under the guise of Costa Coffee.
Well, not
So-
just Costa, it could be Greg's.
Right. I listened to that back in the car and I was just shouting at you again, going, what are you
Well
on
done,
about?
Mark.
No, what
No.
are you on about? Well, no one's written in and gone, yeah, I think I agree with him. Yes.
No one's disagreed. So the audience is split.
Don't feel yeah, that's a good point. We're a work in progress, and this podcast is no inception. Inception? This podcast isn't an inception, is it?
No.
Have an idea, maybe?
Or a deception.
Yeah, it's no exception. In short, it's a poke at our perfectly imperfect lives, and if we can make just one person feel like they're not alone in all this madness, then the work here is done. So you can follow us on Instagram at imfinecast. You follow us, Mark? Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You just talked about that, haven't you? You can actually get in the account, read all the messages. And you can search for all of our episodes by category and tag on our website, imfinecast.com. And feel free to drop us an email at imfinecast@gmail.com if you like. Do give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, because if you don't, that's unkind. Isn't it? I mean, there's no other word for it.
This is just a bookmark.
This is a bookmark or a bookmark?
A bookmark. You remember when we did the reviews of the hot water bottle from Sainsbury's this time last year?
One of my favourites.
Well, I'd like to bring back something before this Christmas. I was looking at some reviews, and someone called James, I won't give his second name, had written on Google 738 reviews, and we're going to deep dive James and his life. I'm going to find out a bit more about him.
Okay, please do. Can you? Well, you haven't got a pen and paper. Can you write that down?
I'll just tell you his surname. It doesn't really matter, does it?
No, we're not going to do it now.
No. All right.
I meant because we'll do this and we'll forget.
Yeah.
Or you'll forget.
Yeah.
So you need to write that down.
Yeah. Just as a precursor, just as an appetizer, he did a review of a sports centre for where he lives or near where he lives, and he gave it 5 stars. He then, in the review, said he doesn't play any sport, but he went there for his vaccination and everything seemed fine.
Oh, right.
And I thought, for 700 occasions in your life...
Does he do it just for shits and giggles, or is he...
No, I think he's serious.
Okay.
I think he's serious, because he does leave a couple of 1 stars when he's really unhappy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But some of the things he's reviewing, you wouldn't even think it would be possible to review.
I wonder how would you have been upset with your vaccination, unless they just hadn't done it? Do you know, you queued and then they just went, nope, not giving it you.
I think he was saying that the structure of the sports centre allowed him to enter, have good egress.
Egress? He didn't write egress.
No. You didn't refer to perspicacity last time either, did you?
No, I didn't have time to... Well, I
You're
can't
busy
spell
man.
it.
You work, unlike me.
I did look it up when I was doing the edit, but I didn't have time, did I? No. It's a lovely word. I think you text me kind of saying, I think you were so proud of that, weren't you?
Yeah.
So coming up in this episode, do you know what's coming up, Mark?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Right. No. Shall I tell you?
Yeah.
Shall I? Well, I promised you structure, and that's what you're going to get. No more meandering and lollygagging. Lollygagging.
You're struggling, aren't you?
Yeah.
You said it'd been a hard day.
Yeah. And if you're new or have forgotten about our structure because it's been so long, we have 3 sections in our podcast.
Yeah.
Warm up and stretch, which is our catch-ups and bookmarks.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't it, believe it or not.
No. This is like 101, isn't it?
Yeah. This is all going to go in the bin.
Dusty.
And then work-life ballet, which is the meat in our podcast sandwich, isn't it? The beef. And then we end with brain food, which is normally reserved for tidbits, hacks and takeaways for you to dine out on. However, they normally end with Mark talking about the price of chocolate, which might happen again. You kind of okay about the chocolate? A bit calmed down a bit now from last week?
It's spreading.
Spreading what?
Just everything. It was just everyone? The bars, and now it's other aspects of
right. Everyone's just what?
Just everything. Everything's upping the size. Well, everything is getting bigger. And if you don't have the pound one anymore, you've got a choice of the £1.75 one or nothing.
Right.
So what's happening is, in the same way that our eating habits are becoming, it's like bags of crisps. Bag of crisps in Sainsbury's is 90 pence.
Yeah.
You would not buy a bag of crisps for 90 pence.
We're going to go and talk about meal deal now, aren't you? All the things in a meal deal, individually, are really expensive.
Yes.
And
to make the meal deal cheaper.
It's just...
but it means that anybody who goes in and says, I would like, back in the day you would go and go, oh, if you're at the shops, get me a bag of crisps.
You wouldn't now?
Well, you wouldn't get the 35 gram one at 90p when you can get a sack.
Yeah, a sack. Sack of crisps.
They're the equivalent of 6 bags.
Right.
6 25 gram bags.
Okay.
Well, people eat one of those bags and go, I've had a bag of crisps. You've had 6 bags of crisps.
Right.
And back in the day, you would have had 1, maybe 2, and now you're having 6.
Right.
And it's the norm. And now the chocolate has increased, so you're having a bar of chocolate, which is almost twice the size of the bar of chocolate
you've been buying. It's a good job you're not eating all this, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, but I can still
moan about
it.
Yeah. Well, you're trying to save our listeners from...
Everything's just being supersized, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Which results in supersized people.
Oh, right. Now we're getting to the point of it now. You're worried about everyone's health.
Yeah.
Good. So what can we do about it? Not buy the crisps and the chocolate. Don't fall for these marketing ploys, right?
I took a photograph yesterday or today, both days. I took 2 photographs. I can't use the photographs. I can show you in a minute if you want. It was the queue outside Greg's.
Right. There's always a queue outside Greg's.
This is ridiculous.
You can get a sausage roll for £1. What?
There's never a queue at my gym.
No.
Well.
Queue at the gym?
Think on. Well, how wrong has everything been?
If they had one set of dumbbells, there might be a queue. You know what I mean?
In all the time I've been in the gym, it's never been full. In all the time I've been to the gym, which is 6 days a week, every week, there has never once, and I check every time,
right,
there has never once not been a queue at the drive-in McDonald's.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Right, yeah.
They now have spaces where you book your McDonald's before you arrive.
Oh yeah, and you drive in the slot.
You drive
and
in
they
the
bring it to you.
spaces, and your servant.
What isn't good about that?
Your servant
Your
comes
servant?
out. Yes.
They don't call them servants.
They are. It's the McDonald's butlers. They're basically coming out,
Right.
bowing to you. It's
Yeah.
like serving fucking Reese Mogg
Right.
with sweetbreads.
Okay.
It's ridiculous. Get out of your fucking car. Walk to the fucking McDonald's if you're eating shit.
Yeah. If you're going to
Move.
eat shit.
But
In-
move
in a-
first. Get
in a
out
more
of-
healthy way.
How can you not get out of your car? I would never go,
Never
it
done it?
winds me up.
Never done it.
Even if there's a drive-through,
Have
I'll
you
get out and order it in
Have
the
you
shop.
ever done a drive-through? Like
Never.
Sat in,
I
never.
don't want to interact with anybody.
That's why you're going to drive-through.
No.
Getting out your car means you've got to go and see people.
Yeah, but it's all on the thing, isn't it?
What?
The touchboard screen. You don't actually have to ask
Inside?
for anything. Yeah. It's all
Yeah, but
automated.
there's still a shitload of people in there. I thought you'd be happy in your car, in your little
No.
safe cave.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Fair enough. Should we get on with it?
Mm.
Let's go. So, bookmarks. I need to bring this up, Mark.
Okay.
I think it was in episode 99. You mentioned my Christmas present at the beginning of it. We're on the 25th of October, 2022.
That's funny.
So, were you? Is it?
Yeah.
Is it now?
Yes.
Why
Because
is
it
it
crossed
funny?
my mind the other day.
Right.
Because TikTok sent me a video of what I bought you for Christmas.
So you have, but you did buy me one.
Yes. And I took it out to play with it because it was a toy.
All right. And then what would you do with it?
It was shit.
All right.
And I didn't want to give you a shit present.
Okay.
It was really
So
rubbish.
when are you going to go out? And so I'm going to get two this year.
No, you'll get one before Christmas.
Huh?
You'll get last year's Christmas present a bit late.
You're going to buy one for last year.
Yep.
And you're going to give me late. But am I going to get one at
Yeah, I
Christmas?
know what I'm going to buy
time?
you. I just haven't got around to it. I know what it is. It's another game. This one looks more exciting.
Okay.
It was a game. I'm not even going to tell you. I
No,
will.
is it?
You
No,
can
no,
have
don't-
it.
no,
I
don't.
don't bloody
What,
want
the
it.
shit
It was
one?
shit. Yeah.
Okay. Can you bring it in next time?
I'd seen it on TikTok. It looked good on TikTok.
Everything.
Someone was dancing
looks
around
good.
it in stockings, so that was probably the reason.
Are you expecting this person to come to turn up as well?
For
Were you?
$8.99, it's just the packet. Felt robbed.
West Ham Intercity firm. You mentioned this in the last pod.
Yeah.
So, in your footballing violence days, did you ever come across the firm?
I've been to West Ham matches. I've never been visited by the firm.
You're not.
No.
So the Intercity firm, or the ICF, is an English football hooligan firm associated. This is a Wikipedia entry.
Yeah.
Associated with West Ham United, which was mainly active in the 1970s, 80s, and early 90s. The name came from the use of intercity trains to travel to the away games. I mean, that's an imaginative
You could
thing, isn't it?
You could hire a whole train. So the hooligans basically hired a train to take them.
Right.
It just had all the bar open. It was just basically sort of a limousine service just for hooligans. It wasn't like a normal... It's like you chartered your own train.
So no one else dare get on it with them.
Nobody else could. It was just for them. It was just a private train.
And they were the subject of a 1985 Thames television documentary called Hooligan. That's probably worth looking up, isn't it? So, because you mentioned in the last pod that they actually left a card.
Yes.
So they go and give you a shoe-in,
Yeah.
right? And then what? Do they just leave the kind of card
Tuck it in your lapel.
on your chest?
Soaked
You've
in blood.
you've been, yeah. And then they just go.
Yeah.
We'll put it on Instagram, the card, but it's quite cool. It says,
Yeah.
"Congratulations, you've just met the ICF, West Ham United," in brackets. It's quite cool.
Have you seen the other thing that they have on their badge underneath on that Wikipedia? Where there's a
They have the British Rail sign. Oh, it says don't.
of their badge, their club badge.
Okay, yes. The badge is in the colours of West Ham.
Yeah, claret and
And it's
blue.
got the hammers on it, hasn't
Yeah.
it? ICF in it. But it's got the British Rail logo.
Yeah.
Bottom.
But
It
also-
says at the top, "These colours,"
Yeah.
and it says at the bottom, "Don't run."
Yeah. It's quite clever, isn't it?
It is good, yeah. See what they've done there.
Yeah. Incorporated laundry with hooliganism.
They're quite organised and clever bunch. You think they're a bunch of knuckleheads, but they actually sound pretty switched on.
Yeah, and it was
Ahead of
hard
their-
to
ahead
get
of their
cards
time.
printed in those days, wasn't
I
it?
don't know. It was too small. What? I was a young lad. I wasn't printing
Did you
business
ever watch
cards.
the when this all started, when I talked about the Millwall thing? Did you ever watch that?
I watched bits of it because I was trying to find you in it.
That was with Harry the dog and all. They were
It was
even more famous
terrifying.
than West
It
Ham.
was terrifying.
Hmm.
Yeah. Did you miss those days?
I think it's coming back.
What? Hooliganism?
Yeah, I think hooliganism is coming.
What?
You heard. Yeah, I think. But on in the same
On
way
an
that,
intellectual level.
no, on a diluted level, in the way that I think posturing now is going to become a sport.
Oh, you see that on the TV.
Yeah, but I think it's going to become so ridiculous that there's just going to be these massive shows of strength of people going, go on then, come on.
Yeah, knowing full well
With
there's 50 policemen between them and
or
the
a
other fans.
a small barrier of material. I went to watch Rovers this weekend, and the Plymouth fans, I mean, you could touch them. Do you know what I mean? If you both leant over and they're goading us and we're goading them.
Yeah.
I was saying to Russian Spy this morning, they were singing a song that, I'm not going to sing it again, I'll just do the lyrics.
No, sing it, Mark. Come on.
No,
please, go on.
Bristol's a shithole, I want to go home.
Right.
And I was saying to Russian Spy, I was like, I genuinely wanted to say to them, you need to spend a day in Bristol, first of all, culturally and architecturally.
Have you been to the Arnolfini?
A walk up Park Street and a latte. And also, have you been to fucking Plymouth? Do you know what I mean? It was like...
And I walked through Queen Square on a lovely crisp autumn morning.
I'll tell you about the Bristol riots in 1773. But it was like, you sort of go, if you're at Rochdale or Scunthorpe, that fits. But it's like, you can't really...
Mind you, they're from Plymouth. I mean, they can fucking talk.
That's the point. It's all fucking drunk sailors, isn't that?
It's an unbelievably dull place.
Yeah.
What do you think we're going to get people writing in?
The Plymouthians?
Yeah.
Just a
what are they
bunch.
called? The
Hose.
Hose.
The
hose. Plymouth hose. Nice.
Equivalent to the intercity firm.
Are they called the Janners? Plymouth.
The Pilgrims.
Oh, the Pilgrim. Who are the Janners? Is that Yeovil?
No, they're the Glovers. I'm good. Go on. Let's have one of these quick fire quizzes. Name a side, I'll give you the nickname. Argyle.
Yeah, Plymouth people are called Janners.
Oh, Plymouth people.
Okay, not the Argylians.
No. Janners. Jann.
ER.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go on then. A few clubs and I'll give you the nickname.
Rochdale.
I want to say Hornets, but that's probably the rugby league team,
Have I
isn't
looked
it?
after
No,
it?
that's the
Okay.
rugby league team. Why have I gone into rugby league?
Right. This is going to take some editing, isn't it, to make this sound smooth? I might have to put some music on, Mark.
Okay. Or just don't bother.
Yeah, just let everyone listen to the painful silence.
Hmm.
Oh, it doesn't say.
Okay. Here's one for you. Do you know... And then we'll stop this boring feature.
Nickname the Dale. What is
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, what?
Named after Jim Dale and carry on up the football. If I said Wycombe Wanderers, what would you think?
What do you mean what I think? It
For a
reminds me of
nickname, are
college.
you any good with nicknames?
Are they the Swan? No, they're not Swans, are
They have got a swan logo, but they're not the Swans.
Okay.
That's Swansea.
What are they?
For all my life, for all 61 and a bit years, I've thought they were the choir boys.
Right.
They're the chair boys. What the fuck is that?
Oh, I know exactly what that is, Mark.
Oh, do you?
Because High Wycombe was the very centre, the epicentre of the utility furniture movement post-war. Because I did my thesis on it.
Is that why there's no answer?
So I did my thesis was called The Legacy of Utility Furniture in Modern Day.
What was your qualification?
Design, right? Graphic design
Woodwork.
advertising. No. Graphic design and advertising. I was stuck for an idea. And I thought, I found some books in the library thinking, I'm quite interested in design stuff and utility furniture. It wasn't until I handed my thesis in that I realised High Wycombe was the centre of the whole thing.
Okay.
And I always wondered, why are there so many books about it around here? I never knew.
Were you in High Wycombe at the time?
Yeah.
Wow.
Had no clue. Spent 3 years and didn't have a clue.
This sounds so smooth. It's like we've prepared all this, isn't it? Oh, just mention Wycombe Wanderers, isn't it?
And I didn't get a good mark. It was, I remember all the tutors kind of really, I was struggling with it. And I think they were looking at me going, I think at one point one said, you have got time to change your mind. No, I'm going to see this through. Because that's the kind of person I am, Mark. You know what I mean? Not a quitter. Winners never quit, quitters never win, right? Anyway, where were we? High Wycombe. That's what they call the
hooligans.
The chair boys.
Yeah. Oh, well, that was
there
interesting. I'm sure we'll get a lot of letters about that.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. So, TikTok. You were talking
Can
about
I share my latest TikTok?
Yes, please.
So, I know at times, I've told you about Boomtown, haven't I? Going to Boomtown Festival with Adam.
You told me about it. You haven't told our lovely listeners about it.
Okay. So I was invited by a friend at short notice to go to this festival. And I didn't know anything about the festival. I'd never been to it before. And it was an experience. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Did you spend a weekend in a tent?
Yeah.
Dustman's holiday, was it?
Yeah. Change is as good as a rest. And, but yeah, one of the things that came out for me was that I think on about the second or third day, Adam said, I've really enjoyed this. we're the only two people out of the 83,000 there that weren't off their heads on ketamine. So it was quite an interesting experience. I've never seen so many drugs in my life.
What does ketamine do?
Well, it's a tranquilizer for horses, isn't it? So I think it's
yeah. I know
I think it can be fairly chill. Well, I think it'd probably do the same for us. I've never had ketamine.
Right.
So we were there about 3 o'clock in the morning dancing to some thumping drum and bass, and went to get a low alcohol lager.
Look at you, Per.
Oh, the stories I could tell you. And
got any squash?
And Adam said, the one thing that I've loved about this weekend is that all the things I've heard you say on the podcast, you honestly believe.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot more.
He's known you long enough.
Yeah, but we've never had a chance of having like 18 hours uninterrupted of me going,
this really
I've got a
is
theory
you.
on this.
This really is you, yeah.
What I've started doing on TikTok is trying to goad TikTok into not only reading my mind, but showing me what I'm trying to get it to show me.
Right.
So I'm doing an activity.
You're trying to play it.
Yeah. And I'm going, at this time, in my head I'm saying this, at this time I am doing this.
Yeah.
If you're as good as you say you are.
In your mind.
Yes.
You genuinely think they're reading your mind.
Yes. In the same way that Darren Brown does.
You're writing stuff in your keyboard. I'm thinking it, and I'm typing it in my... That's where they're getting you, isn't it?
Yeah, well, this is why I'm just doing it in my head. But I know it knows.
Right, so you're just lying in bed, right, at night, thinking all these things. Then I get up in the morning looking at your TikTok and go,
all the wanking
bastards. You what videos?
Looking at all the wanking videos coming up. No, so... Sorry, James.
Wanking intense. Or wanking intense.
No, intense wanking. With a heart condition. So, where were we?
I don't know.
So, but I also know that although it's reading my mind, which it is, but it isn't reading your mind in like crystal ball. It reads your mind by putting together all the elements it knows about you at that time. So the geography, your habits, things you've mentioned.
And things you've looked at before as well.
Yeah, but what I do is I'm almost concentrating. I'm almost going, right, this is what I want to come up. So I did this morning.
What did you do? Did you think this morning and then...
I thought this morning and I did an activity. What did you do? I did an activity. I ate 4 eggs. Now that isn't out of the ordinary, and I've told people I eat eggs in the morning.
You weren't kind of sitting there happily cooking your eggs going, my lovely eggs, I'm having 4 eggs. No. Right, okay, just want to check. This is going to be great for the podcast, isn't it? Has it got sound?
Oh, I only took a screenshot.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I
told you about screenshots.
Screenshots. Halloween screenshots.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, nip down and buy a scream. That's in Bob's Burgers. I scream, you all scream, we all scream for frozen yogurt.
Oh, right,
That's
okay.
their catchphrase.
Okay, that's good. I like that one.
So there.
Right, so guy looks like he's at a Christmas table with a Christmas hat on his telephone.
Yeah, what's it say at the bottom?
Just eat eggs in some form every day.
Yeah.
He's not doing any of those things. This is the thing with TikTok. This is what I was going to say about TikTok, right?
Yeah, he's got a Christmas hat on.
So there's 2 parts to this. We talked about a video that you got regarding a heart condition that you and Amelia have.
Yeah.
I think we described the video. It was an audio of someone speaking, a voiceover, and the visuals didn't match.
Exactly. Yes.
So there's all these kind of, I think as we said at the time, there's all these bunch of kind of tags and phrases, and there's a bunch of content, video content.
Yes.
There's a bunch of audio.
Yes.
And they pull it all together.
Yeah.
That is fucking meaningless.
It's a man with a Christmas hat on with a thing of Diet Pepsi and some tangerines.
Nothing on his plate, and it says, eat some eggs. What is that about?
Oh, Halloween tip. If you're doing pumpkin displays for your children, just use tangerines.
What?
If you can't get a pumpkin.
Or
you've got small children.
They're too small.
They look like pumpkins when they're peeled. If you look at them in that respect, like a peeled.
What?
They do look a bit like a pumpkin.
Well, yeah, but you're not going to get a face in them, are you? But
little face. Ooh. If you don't want to scare someone too much. If you've got people with anxiety problems.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good.
I'm good.
So that TikTok, the only thing is the text in it about eggs.
Yeah, but the text doesn't... I take your point. The text doesn't go with the picture, so it's just been sent out by some robot.
So what are they trying to do?
I don't know.
Also, why are you looking at it? Why are you doing it, Mark? You've got plenty of things you could be doing. You've got shot put to be practicing.
Oh, I've had a practice.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Made a big mistake.
What do you? Yeah, you didn't throw it at somebody.
I didn't want to throw it on grass or like on a lawn because it does go quite deep now because it's been raining. So I threw it on like stones.
Right.
It's a bit fucked up.
Jesus. It's like balls, like French ball.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it would be if you were just doing it in that way, but so yeah, it's lost some of its yellow luster.
Oh.
But yeah, I've had practice.
Well done. How far did you chuck it?
A little bit further than last time. I'm going to watch another video though.
Are you?
Yep. I've worked out if I can do another metre, I would have got a bronze medal in the Welsh Championships. So that's my...
Okay, that's not bad.
No.
You're almost there. Go on.
I think I want more than that though.
Then again, what?
If I get silver running, I only get bronze putting the shot, then I need to going for gold, as Henry Kelly would say.
Right, you want to win gold.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about the TikTok security because even the CIA, the FBI, whoever they are really pretty worried about it.
Yeah.
But no one's going to listen to them, are they?
No.
State your achievements, not your intentions.
The one I made up. Someone else copied it. We've had this before.
Someone from the 10th century has copied you, Mark. I mean, it happens every time, doesn't it? Yeah, some guy in a robe in Greece. It's always the same.
Go on then. Who said it before me?
No, they haven't. I just found something that it was just a counter to your... Do you just want to quickly explain that?
Well, I've actually gone against what I'm saying by telling you I'm going to become a shot put champion. I should have become one and then reported back. So we're not going to share with the listener what I told you before this of the next thing I'm going to become world leader in.
We talked about this before. If you say things, then there's an element you feel like you've done them.
Yeah, and you get the affirmation of, oh, well done.
Shush.
Yeah. So what will happen is within. So here's a promise: within a year, the other thing which I'm pursuing, I will come here and rattle my medals like Jimmy Savile on
why are you saying it like you don't want to talk about it?
I don't want to talk about it.
You can't mention him.
No.
So you're doing shot put.
Yeah.
But you're just not. You just said that as if you just.
No, I'm doing the other one. I mentioned the other thing to you today. I'm going to do something else that I'm going to be a world leader in. Not a world leader, as in. You
told me when I was cooking tea.
I said
I've completely forgotten already.
I said when I went to the gym, I blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yes, that one. Okay. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, so that isn't going to be stated. So that was what I'm saying.
Just do both.
I'm going to do both, but I'm not going to state that intention.
No, that's cool.
I'm going to report back.
That's cool. Anyway, I found something that says focus on your intentions more than your goals. Just as a little bit, just as a little bit of a counter. It's off a balance on here. Mm-hmm. So, an example. Over-reliance on goals can set you up for a win-lose mindset, which fuels the internal dreaded drama triangle, or DDT. For example, if you don't reach your goal, the inner persecutor is activated and you become critical of yourself. With an active inner prosecutor, the victim part of you feels even more discouraged and you may hear a voice inside your head say, "Why try anyway? I'll never be successful." Living your intentions, on the other hand, is much different than having a goal-orientated focus. Being intentional allows you to focus on how you want to be in the moment, independent of whether you are winning or losing. When intentions guide your moment-to-moment focus, you live from your values and what matters most to you. So, just another view. So, let's go on to the next section. Just go on to the meat, shall we? You raised a point on text to me about what we're going to talk about today. And I think it went something like this. We know what we need to do, so why don't we just do it?
Yeah.
Oh, the floor is yours, Mark.
I'd seen it as a cover of a book. I didn't bother looking who did the book or anything. And it was like I was saying to you earlier, we've discussed a number of things about how to get certain things done. So how to build accountability to go to the gym or to stick to a certain diet or to be, meditate every day.
Yeah. Drink water.
And the point we were discussing just before this that mystifies me, and I'm as guilty as anybody else, is that I can brush my teeth every day, but I don't drink the amount of water I want to every day, not religiously.
Yeah.
I sometimes forget my supplements. I sometimes don't meditate, but I always brush my teeth. That's the point I'm saying, is that if we have all those set tasks, but we can still find time for social media and we can sit and watch a program for an hour and not leave that program and be totally passively invested in it. And we have no struggle doing that.
Yeah.
But we don't drink enough water. I mean, this is a sweeping generalization, but it's it just puzzled me. It just made me think, instead of having books to tell us how to do things, we do know already.
Yeah, because some of these
So
things...
what stops us?
Because some of these things we're talking about in this particular example aren't necessarily mountains to climb physically.
No.
So drinking water isn't a huge
It's not a
action.
hardship, is it?
Yeah, and it's pretty essential.
Yeah.
More essential than brushing your teeth, but it's not the first thing we do. I mean, some people may get up and that'd be the first thing, to drink a glass of water.
Yeah.
And
I'm not saying that everyone's the same as this, but
no.
I have...
So what kind of things? I mean, so is this about habit stacking or not?
I don't think it is. It's beyond that, because if it was... We've talked about habit stacking, and habit stacking makes sense. So, and I can remember saying this on a podcast, that I said to a client who was struggling, put a big glass of water next to your toothbrush, or have your toothbrush in it, and when just before you brush your teeth, drink the water. There's the habit stacking.
Yeah.
And it didn't work for whatever reason. She still brushed her teeth, but she forgot to take the glass or whatever. It's that... I think one of the things this came up is that I was talking to Amelia this week, and one of her clients had put a picture of her IBS and how bloated and swollen she was, and then 3 days later the difference.
Right.
And I began to think, when I was in my 20s, it's a way ago, but I can't remember, as a general rule, women who are also in their 20s going to me, have you seen how bloated my stomach is? I'm really struggling with a bloated stomach. It didn't seem to be a thing. Now, I might be completely wrong.
Right.
Maybe people didn't share it, or maybe it's always... But it seems to have been something that proliferates more now than it did in the past.
Yeah, I think you could say that about a few things, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So the point I'm making is the root cause of that bloating tends now to be more other people bloat and I bloat.
Mm-hmm.
And Amelia has said she has. But when we started talking, she went, yeah, and I'm worse after rice.
Mm-hmm.
And my head goes, don't eat rice.
Yeah.
Or put up with the bloating. So spoke to Russian Spy today, and she went, trouble with my sleep, and part of it is because of X, Y, and Z, but there is some correlation between having a glass of wine and not being able to drink. Not being able to sleep.
Oh, right, okay.
So my question there was, my sort of open question was, is one worth the other?
Yeah.
If you enjoy wine,
Yeah.
drink wine.
Yeah.
But if the outcome is that you don't get a good night's sleep,
And that's the trade-off, right?
does that become... Yeah. And if you're eating rice and you're getting bloated, but I enjoy a Chinese takeaway, therefore I'll put up with a bloated stomach. The point I'm making is that we're becoming passive in things that I think in the past we might not have either had or we might have questioned.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, I reckon 20, and I'm not a woman 20 or 30 years ago, but I think if people had been bloating as a general rule, society might have been different and going, oh, well, what causes that? Well, it happens after I eat rice. Well, don't have rice then. Let's not have rice. But now it's almost like, yeah, but I like rice, or I'm having it. So people are almost prepared to have the disadvantage that comes with something that gives them pleasure.
Yeah.
And this goes longer. It's like, I know being on social media is not good for my mind. I know the blue light is not good for my eyes. I know it doesn't help me sleep. But then people are going, yeah, but I always look for it for 40 minutes before I go to sleep. And then I can't sleep.
Yeah.
So the trade-off now, I think, is that a lot of times what people are missing out on, so calm, being grounded with nature, sleep, whatever, is the price you pay for indulging. And Andrew Huberman has been talking about the power of addiction and saying addiction seeks pleasure. You have to work harder and harder for smaller bits of dopamine, basically.
Yeah.
So if you are addicted to whatever it is, if you're addicted to TikTok, 7 minutes doesn't hack it.
Yeah, that's right.
So you have to have 40 minutes to get the same dopamine rush, and then 50 minutes.
Yeah.
And he was making this clear thing, is that we are in the chase for more and more dopamine, and so more and more likes and more images, or more sounds, or more tastes. We're on this constant striving for dopamine. And as an addict, I recognise that it becomes a perpetual cycle that you get mixed up in. And I'm just wondering why we're not making, some people are, sweeping generalisation, why some people are prepared to accept the downside of things without going, right, I'm just going to do this and see what feels best, not being bloated or enjoying my takeaway. And if they come back and going, I enjoy my takeaway too much.
There's a short-termism about that. like one meal.
Mm.
And when you kind of break it down to one meal, I'm prepared to have my stomach upset, bloated, whatever. I'm going to eat bread. Bread doesn't agree with me, but I really like bread.
Yeah.
Just tonight, and I'm going to take the consequences.
Yeah.
Because I wanted that much.
Yes.
I mean, drinking's like that. If you drink heavily and have a good night out, it's going to fucking hurt, right?
Yeah.
Once is okay. Twice is okay. But when this becomes habitual, then it becomes a problem. We've talked about this loads, haven't we? Gradations of things.
Yeah.
Over time, what wasn't a problem is a problem. Your stomach can only take so much of that.
Yes.
Your heart can only take so much of certain things.
Yeah.
Your mind your mental health can only take certain amount of that, of checking screens every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But when it's over time, that's when it really starts to compound.
And I think
and get really bad.
We said about the gradations, but we also said about the ramifications of whether it's an addiction or whether it's just something that you do all the time, which a lot of things aren't called addictions, which are. I'd love to say to some people, myself included, going to take your phone away for a week. Hand it over now and put it in this box.
Yeah, right.
And the sheer fear
100%.
that we would feel.
I think we all would, yeah.
I'm at the gym today, 6 people, there were 6 benches, every single one had a person on it.
Yeah. I see it now. Now you've mentioned it, I look out for that.
Yeah.
And it's not people looking at their phone on rest between reps.
No. And sometimes it can last 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes.
Some people just sat there, not doing a thing.
Yeah.
But they're at the gym.
Yeah, so you've ticked that box.
Yeah. Well, you may even take a picture or tell someone, I'm at the gym.
Yeah.
Right? I think we all do that from time to time.
Imagine if there was someone at the door at the gym who said, right, just put your Spotify on, choose your playlist, chuck this in here, pick it up on the way out.
Yeah, that's
just imagine if...
Like at prison when you have to give your stuff over.
Yeah, except you'd have one up your bum, so that'd be the whole gym thing, wouldn't it? But
yeah.
So yeah, and I think that's the thing, is that I was thinking around my addiction, and obviously the gambling's the worst, but I've had others, but I was thinking every single bet or every single entry into the betting shop or every single reading of the paper or writing the bet out was that dopamine hit.
Yeah.
And therefore I had an endless supply of dopamine hits, because if I stayed in there for 8 hours... They got harder and harder as the day went on to make them. So you either had to have more money or, whatever.
And just to kind of pick up on that, dopamine isn't the reward. It's the anticipation of said reward.
Yeah. And so
everyone kind of thinks that the dopamine is seeing that you've got a notification.
Yes.
Not actually seeing who it's from or what it is.
I think that's when adrenaline takes over. I think that's in my mind how it works. It's like the anticipation... When you're a teenager and you're going on your first date, the dopamine is getting ready, the excitement shaking as you go to meet someone, and then the adrenaline is the date itself and whatever comes out of it.
And you realise you think naturally it was the date itself.
Yes, but I think the addiction now is that things are addictive, but people don't put that label on it.
No.
In the same way, it was interesting, I can remember saying to you a few weeks or a few months ago, the word gluttony is never used, ever. And I know it's an oldish word, but it's almost like we don't want overeating and over-imbibing to be seen as gluttony.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, it's now... I watched a box set, or I phoned Uber Eats.
And all through the pandemic was, treat yourself.
Yeah, you deserve it. You've done nothing for 2 years. Eat some shit. Go and queue outside Greg's. And so I think that's what it is. I think what I was saying about the stuff is that we're able to do all these...
Is it the classic thing of not loving yourself or wanting to punish yourself, or for whatever reason? Because are those things so much more enjoyable? Is it the dopamine or the buzz you get or the chemicals you get from eating certain foods? Are they that powerful?
Yes. No, I agree.
Or is it back into this in the short term they are that powerful? Because we don't think about next week. We don't think about 6 months doing this repeatedly, what it's going to... Because that's just... Because I was also going to talk about how do we have the time? Do we give ourselves time? How do we think about time and our lifespan? When people get to see another path, or they go back in time, or they get to see themselves in the future. Yeah. You're Scrooge. You're going to come back and go, I'm going to change my life.
Yeah.
Because I've just seen what I'm going to be like. I think if we can all go forward and see what those little moments in time will do over time, I always think of it like sediment.
Yeah.
It just it gets harder and it gets baked and gets more and more like concrete as it goes on. And before you know it, you don't even know.
But you
don't even know what's up or down anymore.
No, but I think we all... These are too many sweeping generalizations, but I think there's a tendency for people to protect what they're actually doing and what they actually know they're doing or what they're not doing by almost diluting accountability. So here's an example.
Yeah, no, I agree. But
If I record every time I'm on social media, every time I'm there, an app clicks on and records it.
Yeah.
And every day you ring me at 10 o'clock and go, show me your phone. And I hold it up to the screen and you go, so you've been on TikTok for 51 minutes. And I went, I didn't think I was on TikTok, but I was on it 51 minutes. And then you go, and how much water have you drunk? And I go, oh, actually I've missed out today. How fucking ridiculous is it? And that would be a true answer from me.
Yeah.
I know on some days.
So what haven't we got that we've got in that?
We've just got...
Do you know what I mean? Back into the...
Dopamine has taken over...
Okay, but how do we replace... Those aren't the only places to go and find it, correct? I'm just throwing this out there.
What, to find dopamine?
Yeah. You know, we pick up the phone. We kind of... It's an instinct now. It's like having a cigarette after eating, isn't it?
Yeah.
You kind of... you do something and you're right, I need to check my phone. We do it, and there's nothing's happened, but we do it.
Yeah.
We need to find something else. But is there something? I guess that's my question. What is there? I mean, walking nature is great, but again, back to time. We haven't got time. We've got a bit of work. We've got to be sat at our screens doing our work. We can't just fuck off down the woods, can we? Just to clear our. You know,
is it the passive nature? I was talking to someone the other day.
But if you weren't well at work and you said, "I'm not feeling very well, I'm stressed out," someone would send you home.
Yeah.
But if you said, "Look, I'm really stressed out," they probably think, "Oh, you can't just bugger off." Do you know what I mean? We want people's mental health and well-being to be good, but we don't do it proactively, I guess is my point. We don't do it to ourselves, and we probably don't kind of look to other people to do, to help them out with that. Does that make sense?
It does, but I think going back to the dopamine, I think what's happened is that society has formed to make us dependent on dopamine. So going back to the anticipation thing, I was having a chat with someone the other day and we were talking about various programs, and I went, I can remember on Monday at 7 o'clock, it was Some Others Do Have 'Em, and on Sunday at 6, it was 40 Towers. And everyone would wait a week
for that.
to watch a half-hour programme, and then the following day, everyone would talk about that programme, and then you'd wait. And now someone will go, oh, I've just watched 5 hours of box sets. And what you've had is 5 hours of dopamine. You've had 5 hours of, I need more, I'm anticipating, and, obviously series are done.
And that is the addiction bit, isn't there, from my very limited understanding, is that the crash and the low. Yeah. I think you talked about it a minute ago. It takes a lot more effort to get back up to that point. So you either have to take a lot more drugs, or you have to take, you have to get to your baseline, right? Because the low gets lower. Yes. Which is hence the rock bottom thing. Yeah. Yeah, but it goes wider, and we're addicted to the queuing outside Greggs to get some fast fix food that gives us. I haven't got time to cook. Well, I think that's the thing I was going to talk about with time. We think we don't have the time, but actually we do have the time. When you go, actually, kind of, where is my time gone? Yeah, I arrived here at 7:05. By 8:25, you had the meal, cooked the meal, eaten the meal, and taken the plates away. Yeah, and it's like, well, I've got to get dinner ready. Yeah. I've spent more time on social media than it took you to cook a whole meal. Yeah. I don't know, and this sounds almost like I'm being judgmental. I'm as guilty as anyone else of. Yeah, same. I'm still not drinking enough. That's been there. That thing of water. Haven't touched it. Yeah, haven't touched it. No. But it's like, oh well, you've got it with you. Yeah. You got your water. I think I take water to bed with me every night. Yeah. Don't drink it. No. I'm going to drink water now. Yeah, I'm going to drink water. And everyone who's listening this will be, just put this on pause. Maybe we should do that. Just have water breaks during our podcast. Commercial break for water. Yeah, sponsored by H2O. We need a sponsor. I mean, I'd like to chuck something out, which is, to everyone who's listening, and I'll include myself in this, when I go to the gym, I'll put on my playlist, I'll put my phone on airplane mode and put it in a bag, that nice bag you bought me for Christmas. Oh, you're still using that? I haven't used it, I've still got it. Unbelievable. It's a lovely little bag, that. Yeah. Your papoose. And I'll do that. And I know that I look at my phone too much. I'm more aware of other people. I think we all do. I think we all do. And that is a purposeful, sweeping generalisation. Yeah. But I think it's fairly accurate. Yeah. So I'm going to do that. Tomorrow when I go to the gym, put my playlist on, put it on airplane mode, and just like a shout out to everyone else, do it and see what the difference is. Nice. See how much more you lift. Good. You're training your muscles, not your thumb. Okay, but you do have muscles in your thumb. Yeah. You're training your thumb muscles. Do you want to rephrase that? Or should I just cut it out? That's only if you're going to play like Thumb War. There's no real... Thumb War. Jeez, can you remember that? 1, 2, 3, 4, I declare a Thumb War, yeah. You wrapped that up really nicely and then ruined it with a really bad thumb thing. So do you want me to edit that out?
Take it all out.
Right, excellent. Brain food. I went to the gym on Saturday.
I was so proud.
Were you?
Yeah.
Oh, you did say you were happy
Yeah.
for me.
Happy proud.
So I went and I found a little spot and I thought, I miss deadlifts. I think I might have said that in the last pod.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to do some.
Yeah.
I was a big boy.
Got my phone out.
I went and yeah, I looked up on YouTube.
Watched some videos of people doing deadlifts.
There was some young guns with the big arms. I mean, they're working out. They're nice lads, but they're a funny shape.
Okay.
They're all biceps.
Yeah.
And
Skipping
some of these
legs
guys
day.
are tall, and I don't think their physiques are very good. They just look really top heavy.
Yeah.
They're like spinning tops. Do you know what I mean?
I'm big guilty of that.
They're all just big at the top and small at the bottom, but not even big like around the waist, like really thin kind of dainty waists, of massive kind of shoulders and big. Anyway, it looks bizarre. Anyway, when I got the weights, put them on and did some and
Still
made
worked.
sure my form. Yeah, it was good. I'm feeling it.
Good.
Because the worry was, if I'm on my own, am I going to do as much as when I did do with you going, come on, one more.
But first one back, you don't need to be doing.
I think it's probably why I felt it. I think I put maybe 60k on it, maybe, and just kind of did like four sets, and then I did some chest press with the dumbbells.
You feel good for it?
Yeah, I did. It was good. Kind of a sat down row.
Yeah.
Not bent over row, but it's a weighted row machine, not rowing machine.
No.
I quite like that. Those are quite good.
Yeah.
Then I went, and the last few times I've been, I've probably done 35-40 minutes. That's probably what I do when I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll probably spend the time kind of chatting or resting or whatever.
Yeah.
But so that's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because there's part of me going, if I'm going to go, I've got to make it an hour. It's like, well, I've got to make it an hour. If I do two 240s, it's better than nothing, isn't it? I mean, there is a bit of a faff when it's okay at the weekend because you can change, you can go in the car, but weekdays on the bike, that's a bit of a faff. But then I thought about, so that the short stints I thought was good.
I think it's easier to go. Today I trained for 40 minutes and I told myself that was the set.
Yeah.
So I didn't go in with the concept of this is a short set.
Yeah.
It's a 40-minute session.
Man, you'd know more than anyone about this, but I guess every little bit counts, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the hour is nominal.
Yeah, no, we put meetings in at work. It's like, what do we put them in as an hour? We don't need every time, just do 50-minute blocks. You know what I mean? That's better. There's better ways to spend your time. But I felt the benefit of it, and I guess with a brain like mine, it meant I didn't get bored.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of in, and before I know it, I was out and I was doing something else, and before you know it, you get home and you're doing stuff, and you go shopping, and
it's more like
you get back
and
it's like 10:30. You go, shit, I've done all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And back to kind of what we were saying a minute ago. You're not looking at your phone, just crank through some stuff. It's amazing what you can get done.
You probably drank water while you're doing it as well.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was nice to kind of go and do it and feel it. So.
Good.
We're bringing something back, and you know about this. This is a spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
It's a Russian spy kind of said
for a spy, you wouldn't really send direct messages to someone.
They're all encrypted, right? I mean, I don't know whether it was her or not.
No,
really, could be anyone.
Okay, you tell me. You give me the surprise about what's coming back.
Get back to life hacks. Mark's favourite part of the pod. Peanut for your barnet. Right. Mark, remember when you got chewing gum stuck in your hair recently?
Yes.
And you got so panicked about it, you cut it out with scissors. Remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
And you got that big patch on your head, right? So next time you get chewing gum stuck in your hair, simply rub peanut butter into it and it'll just come out lovely.
I haven't heard that one.
No.
I've heard ice, but
yeah, there you go. Peanut butter.
Wow, I'm pleased this one's back.
Aren't you just? Yeah. I've only got one more. The other one, this is a good one. The other hack.
I'm waiting.
Right. When you're getting a bin liner for your bin, is there any kind of protocol you go through to kind of get the bin liner in said bin in an easy fashion? I mean, some people would kind of throw it up in the air and pull it down like a parachute to kind of let it kind of blow out.
Yeah.
And then stuff their hand in the bottom and shove it in the bottom, right?
Surely there isn't a quicker way than that.
There's a couple of quicker ways. The not so good way, but is better way, is to do that parachute, put the bin liner over the top of the bin, right down to the bottom, so it covers it up like a sheath, like you sheathed it.
Yeah.
And then just push your hand down, right into the middle. But the best way, right, is to do the parachute, and then just feed the whole thing. Hold hold one end with one hand and feed it and make a sword out of it. So you just push all the air out of it, squeeze it like you're squeezing a kind of, a wet rag. And then it's just a long piece of, like a sword, right? Yeah. And you just put it straight in the, because there's no air in it. It's like a stick. And you just put it in the bin. Unbelievable. Try it. We're talking about time, getting time back in our lives to do things. There we are. There's seconds there. Anything else to add, Mark, before I wrap this show up?
No.
Are you just going to sit there and sigh at me like a child?
I thought they were gone forever, and just because one person gives you a positive stroke...
Well, if you'd read the recent message today, I said I was actually thinking about that today.
Yeah.
Russian spy. That was a good idea, so I brought them back. I think our listeners will appreciate that. That's it for this episode. Well done for getting this far, and thanks for listening to us. Remember that you can follow us on the socials by searching for imfinecast, and feel free to drop us an email at... Come on, Mark. What's the email? What's our email? We've done this 101 times now.
imfinecast@gmail.com.
Yes! If you can give us a review on Apple Podcasts, that'd be great. And if you do, there's a special offer this time. Anyone who gives us a review on Apple Podcasts gets a free PT session from you, Mark.
Okay.
That's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah? Great. Good. In the next episode, how's this for an idea? Finding your true north and authentic self. Is that a little bit too deep?
No.
Ooh, got some things I'd like to talk about on that.
About finding your true self.
Yeah. No, it's called your true north, but it is about being authentic to yourself.
Okay.
And finding your kind of, maybe it's your purpose. We talked about it before, but I like the idea of your true north. I like that as a phrase.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.